We're back here on a Friday afternoon, WKXX Live. Chase Robinson here with you, and honored right now to be joined by the new head football coach of the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, Coach Rich Rodriguez. Coach, welcome to Jacksonville, and we appreciate your time joining us this afternoon.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's been great chatting with you.
I know Coach Tuesday introduced to the Gamecock faithful, and I'm sure it's been busy since then. First, though, I'm just curious, what brought you to Jacksonville State? Were you looking for a head coaching job? I know you've been an offensive coordinator most recently. Were you looking to get back into head coaching, and what brought you to Jacksonville State?
The answer, sure. I wasn't really retired. And so I got a chance to be a coordinator and coach my son at Louisiana Monroe. Had a great experience, but I still think I had enough gas in the tank to take another run at it. And actually, I've told many people this. I've been a head coach a lot more than I've been an assistant coach, for 24 years. But being an assistant coach and coaching my son and having that kind of experience, I think was really invaluable for me. It helped me grow and learn, and I think make me even more prepared to be a head coach, even though I have all those years at other places. So this opportunity came up. I really didn't know anybody here, but I had a couple friends that lived in the area, had been through the school or played the school, and said, hey, I think it's a great opportunity. They love athletics. It's a beautiful area, and they're building new facilities. And so the more I looked into it and the more we talked, it just seemed like a perfect match. So I'm very fortunate. I feel very blessed to have this opportunity.
Like I said, you introduced on Tuesday. What's next? You take over this program. I know recruiting and hiring a staff. What's that been like this week, and what's kind of next as taking over this program?
Yeah, I haven't. Fortunately, I've done it a few times before, but you're doing a little bit of everything all day. Doesn't seem like it's enough hours, but I got to hire staff, and you want to make sure you hire the right guys. And so we're going to hopefully have most of that in place by Christmas. And then you're certainly in recruiting. It's critical that now in the next week and a half that we do some recruiting, and got out a chance to watch some great Alabama high school football in the championship games down in Birmingham, and we got a week and a half more doing that. So, and also had a chance to meet some of our players. We had a team meeting, and then I've probably met with 50 or 60 of them individually in the last few days as well. So there's a lot going on, and, also, the plans and helping and getting involved with what we got going forward. And, next year we're going to be moving our buildings, getting demolished and to build a new one. So we're fixing, trying to fix up an area for us to work out of, and that's going to be keeping us busy. So, but it's fun. And like I said, I'm going to have a great staff. The athletic administration here and the administration from the school has been unbelievable in their support. And everybody I've met so far, they love football, and they're excited about the future. And I'm fortunate. I'm coming into a program that's not broke. I mean, they've won a lot of games here and at the Division II level, the 1AA level. I still call it 1AA. And they're ready to move, and they're ready to make the transition. And so there's a lot going into it, but we're ready to work at it.
Jacksonville State head football coach Rich Rodriguez joining us this afternoon, and you mentioned that transition, Coach. And as a head coach, how do you handle that? A team that is going to be moving from FCS into FBS, how do you handle that transition?
That's a good question. It's different. It's been a long time since we got in the area where not everybody's on full scholarship. Some are, but some are at 50%, some are at 20%, and that kind of takes me back to my Division II days where you've got some guys that may be on a half a scholarship, and all that. Now going forward, everybody's going to be on a full scholarship or none here in a year and a half. So we've got to make that transition. And so the good part about it, that's going to make it for a really competitive spring and fall camp. Guys want to earn the full scholarship, and that I think they know that's what's coming. And it's a very interesting time. I haven't done that before, but very few people have. But I know what a Division 1A roster looks like and how they're supposed to work, and that's the good part. I'll have a lot of experience on my staff that know what it's supposed to look like. But as I told the team, I said, there's good players here. Coach Gross and his staff did a good job. They brought in some good players, and we're going to have a few more scholarships, obviously, moving forward, moving up to 85 eventually to bring some more good players here to our school.
And Coach, you mentioned the time you spent as a head coach, and then you've been an assistant for a few years. What have you learned in really all those jobs and positions that are going to help you lead this Jacksonville State football program?
Well, I've said several times, sometimes coaches brag about they got 30 years experience, but if they never changed or grew or learned, all they do is have 1 year experience repeated 30 times. And I like to think every year, whether it's the 24 years as a head coach or the 10 years as an assistant, that I've learned and grown and are prepared for what's next. And, in college football has changed immensely over the last 12 months, and it's going to change a lot in the next 12 months. Just from, not only from the transfer portal, but NIL deals and everything else that's going in between. The goalposts have moved, and as a coach and as coaching staff, we got to move with it. And what do we got to do to have success and win games and win championships and develop our players and all those things? We have to be aware of it. And our kids are a little bit different nowadays. They are in some respects, but they still, the core values of working hard and being accountable and playing well and enjoying the experience, those always have been the same. And so we got to make sure we stay true to our core, but understand that, the game of college football has changed quite a bit in the last really 12 months.
Rich Rodriguez, head football coach of the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, joining us here on WKXX Live. And Coach, the early signing day, December the 15th, you really just taken over this program this week. How do you handle that with the early signing day approaching so quickly? How do you handle recruiting?
Yeah, we got out a little bit this week. The coaches that are here, I'll get out on the road a little bit next week as well. I don't know. We have one more weekend after this weekend, and we could have official visits, and I think we'll probably have a few, but not too many. But that's probably typical for schools at this level at this time. You don't have a whole lot of visits in December. Our visits might be as many with transfer portal guys since there's so many guys entering that. But it's more important that we take the right guy. And so we got to get the staff in place to determine that. So we're going to be really busy, deciding whether if we want to bring in a few official visits next weekend. And then if we don't sign anybody on early signing period, it's not a big deal. We'll get them signed up eventually. But I think we might have a few. And there'll be guys that we think that could play at the highest level. And
I know so many Jacksonville State fans so excited to have you a part of the Gamecock family now. And Coach, when the Jacksonville State fans go inside Burgess Snow Stadium next fall, what can they expect to see from a Rich Rodriguez coached team?
Well, I think I've always said this, and I know I'm looking from a coach's perspective, but I always say this: fans may in the stands, they may not really understand your scheme or offense, defense, and what kind of plays are, but they can see if your guys are playing hard and playing with passion. And I've taken great pride. I've been very fortunate and blessed to have a bunch of guys playing and coaches that demanded that our guys will play hard and play with passion and give everything they got. Now, will we win every game? I hope so. But nonetheless, they're going to see the efforts there. And then I think our style of play, offensively, particularly going, at an up-tempo pace and be aggressive defensively, should be fun to watch. I always tell everybody, even with a young team, if nothing else, you're going to be entertained. And so our fans will be entertained, but I do think they'll see a bunch of guys that really play hard and give everything they got.
Coach Rich Rodriguez of the Jacksonville State Gamecocks joining us. Coach, we really appreciate your time of joining us this afternoon. I know you're busy putting together a staff, recruiting, but we really appreciate you joining us and looking forward to cheering on the Gamecocks next fall.
Well, I appreciate talking with you. Let's keep in touch.
Thank you, Coach.